Find a comfortable seat, making sure that you're sitting in a way that actually feels good to you. You don't have to have pain in order to sit well. Rest your arms down, maybe hands on your legs or in your lap, whatever feels good. Make your spine nice and long and close your eyes. Find your breath. Starting to slow it down a little bit. And at the same time, deepen. So it's not just slow like you're going to sleep, it's slow and active. Every inhale feels like your spine is lengthening, growing upwards. Every exhale softens everything around the spinal column, from your face, your shoulders, to your hips and your ankles. Feeling that with every breath, the length and the relaxation. And if you know that your posture is not always the best, see if you can pull your shoulders slightly back, still keeping your core engaged and supportive, so that we're opening the heart and the chest. Slow breaths. Allowing that softness with every exhale, while bringing in more fresh energy with every inhale. Feel how you're sitting, where you're connected to the earth and to your mat. And bring your awareness there and see if you can make yourself even a little bit more heavy in the best sense, connected to the earth, grounded down. But still reaching up through your crown. Just like our plants, whether it's inside or in your garden, that are fully rooted and supported by the earth, but are starting to grow out of the soil again towards the sun. That is slowly showing itself more. A few more breaths here. And then keep that softness, that stillness in your body. Just move your palms together in front of your heart. We'll open class with one Om. If you want to join in, that would be great. If you prefer to listen, that's also fine. You are all muted, so no one can hear. Take a deep inhale. Bow your head to your hands. Take another deep inhale. Open your mouth. Sigh it out. Set an intention for yourself. What do you need today? Whether it's more flexibility in your body, or maybe in your mind, or just a moment of rest, of self-care. Choose whatever comes in your mind first. It doesn't have to be something cool or I don't know, spiritual. Just make it what comes up first when you think, what do I need right now? And then slowly blink your eyes open, reach your head up, reach your arms out sideways and up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring that intention towards your heart with your hands. We'll do that once more. Inhale, widen as if you're scooping it up like ice cream. Exhale, bring it down to your heart as if you're eating the ice cream. I don't know what I said. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bring it down to your heart. Good. Now reach your arms up. Inhale. Bring your left arm back and your right arm forward and twist in a soft twist. It doesn't have to be super intense. Place your right hand on your left knee if you can reach it, your left hand behind you on the floor or on your cat, and then slowly start to twist over, looking over your shoulder, keeping your shoulders down, and just feeling the length in the spine with the inhale, and a little bit more twist with the exhale, being careful not to force the spine with the arms. And then come back forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, twist the other way. Left hand, right knee, right hand on the floor, or if you're sitting up high like me, you can place the hand on your butt or on a prop, a cat prop. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, slowly start to twist a little bit. Just a few breaths here, finding that soft twist. So making it super relaxed still. We're not forcing it yet. One more breath. And then slowly look forward, come back up with the arms. We'll do our side stretch. So grab your left wrist with your right hand and then bend over to the right, stretching the left side. Don't force to going too far. Just focus on widening your ribs. Like you can make your side ribs go like this. So you're stretching the little muscles in between the ribs. If you want, you can even look up through your left eye towards the sky. Inhale. Ooh. Exhale, come back to center. Switch sides. Inhale up first. Exhale sideways. And again, don't focus on going diving down out of the screen, but finding that stretch on your right side ribs, making them expand, creating more space to breathe. Whew. This is always a fun stretch, especially if you sit a lot in the day. Come back up and make it like you're climbing a ladder with just your arms. And you can even make it a super big ladder. So you're pulling it down to your chest and then the other one is all the way up there. Wow. I really like this stretch. One more on each side. And then bring the arms down. Take a few moments to really roll the shoulders. So not only pulling them back or down, but really letting them come forward and up. Very charming pose. And then going down and back. A few more times. Inhale up. Exhale down and back. This always makes my back crack. One more. Good. Come to hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Making sure you're set up right. So you're not hanging in your shoulders, you're pushing the earth away and your shoulders move away from your ears. And from there, we'll start to move into cat-cow. So rounding the spine on the exhale and hollowing the spine on the inhale. Allowing your tailbone to move first and your head to move last, if you can. So tilting the pelvis, rounding the spine, bringing the chin to your chest. Push, push, push. And then as you inhale, tilt the pelvis, hollow the spine, pull the shoulders back, look up, push still through the arms. A few more times at your own pace. Really finding your extremes, your maximum level of stretch to wake your body up. One more time in the rounded. Ooh. Come back to center. I'm already getting warm, so I'm taking off a layer. And then walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat, but keep your butt over your knees. So you're not going too far forward with the hips, just the arms. Finding that puppy pose. Imagine, especially if you have hypermobility in your joints, hyperflexibility, squeeze your arms towards each other and then start to hang your chest towards the floor. If you can easily reach, try and keep pushing with the hands down and float the upper arms. or what are they? The forearms. Slow, deep breaths. If you like it to take it a little bit deeper, you can go on the fingertips. If you like to take it a little bit more chill, you can lean your arms on the floor, maybe your forehead or your chin on the floor, maybe even your chest on the floor. Try and find your breath. And focus on those side ribs that we just opened. It's a little bit easier to breathe there than the front that we normally go into. Relax your legs and your feet. And then slowly come back into child's pose, letting your butt move towards your heels and letting your head hang down. If your forehead can touch the floor, then do that. I prefer to make a little pillow of my fists here so that my spine is really rounding and the butt is really sitting on the heels. Slow, deep breaths. And now bring your focus to your back ribs. Almost like we just did that other stretch, but now into the rounding. Imagine you're stretching out the back ribs. You're breathing into them every inhale. In a very soft way, we're creating some space in the back body. Slowly lift your head up, look forward, reach your arms forward, come back to hands and knees. We're gonna make the body a little bit warm before we do the rest of the stretches that I have planned. Now where I am, apparently today it's very warm in the attic here. I'm already sweating, but we're gonna make it warm so everyone is gonna take the layers off, okay? And if it feels like too much, slow it down or skip around, just stay in child's pose. Do what feels good for you. And I promise the rest of the class will be nice and chill. Spread your fingers, have your hands really strong. Maybe walk your knees back slightly for downward facing dog. Maybe take off your socks if they are slippery. And then come up to downward facing dog. Woo! Wake up your calf muscles. Going one by one, maybe bending one knee and straightening the other leg. Or almost straightening. Moving towards straight. Just to wake up the back of the legs while the shoulders are working. From here, look forward, walk or step your feet towards your hands. And it's okay if that feels uncomfortable. We're not going to do that one very often today. Inhale, halfway lift. So lengthen your spine. Stick your head forward into all the plants. And then exhale, fold forward. Bring your chin to your chest and your forehead towards your shin bones. Stay here for a moment. Forward fold and breathe. You can let your arms hang. If your arms are touching the floor, it might be nice to grab opposite elbows so you're actually experiencing that hanging sensation. Shake your head out, shaking no and yes. Again, trying to feel the back ribs. Hi, Dea. Welcome. Please mute yourself. Thank you. So try and feel the back ribs doing that expanding thing again. One more breath here. Don't worry, we're going to be back here a little bit longer later. Bend your knees, uncurl the spine, coming all the way up. Reach your arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to do a hatha version of the sun salutations that doesn't involve many planks or jumping, but it will involve some stepping back and forward. So make sure if your knees are easily sore that you grab a little pillow if you need it. Hands together in front of your heart. Let's go. Inhale, lengthen, make yourself really tall. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And now step your left foot back, bring the knee down to the floor. Find your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. Arms come up. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. Squeeze your core in. Lean your hips forward. And maybe pull your shoulders back to open a little bit more. Don't hurt your neck, so keep your head safe. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Step back, downward facing dog. If you're really into it, you can do plank and vinyasa, but I'm not teaching them today. Feel free to add them on though. Take a breath here. Feel your arms really strong, pushing into the floor. Feel your heels reaching towards the floor to stretch the calf muscles, and your hips moving up and back towards the back of the mat. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Woo. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step your foot in between your hands. Bring the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. That's my favorite name in Sanskrit. Inhale here. Exhale, widen the shoulder blades apart, but keep squeezing your core in. So you're bending from the chest and not the low back. Do what feels good to you. Maybe lean forward a little bit more. Maybe open a little bit more. Bring your arms down. Step forward, forward fold. It's going to go a little bit quick because we want to warm up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. It's okay if you need to skip something. Uncurl the spine. Come on up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Step your right foot back. Low lunge. As you inhale, come up. Lean your hips forward. Exhale, shoulders wide, core engaged. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog or vinyasa. Take a breath here. Lift your right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot forward. Left knee down. Inhale, Anjane, low lunge. Exhale, stay here and deepen. Remember, engage your core. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step forward. Let your head hang. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Uncurl the spine, come all the way up. Whew. Inhale. Exhale, fold. All the way from the hips, right away again. Inhale, halfway lift. This is our last round. Left leg steps back. Bring the knee down. Take your time. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, deepen. Shoulders, core. Inhale, look up. Maybe open even more. Exhale, hands down. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Or if you prefer, you can always do hands and knees if you don't like downward facing dog. Be nice to yourself. Take a breath here. Lift your left leg up. Step it forward in between the hands to come into that low lunge again. So right knee comes down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, deepen. Maybe lean the hips forward, but keep squeezing your core. Inhale, open your heart, maybe a little bit more. Exhale, hands down and step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We're almost there. Exhale, fold. Uncurl the spine. Arms up, and we're going to go straight into our last side. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Keep going. You got this. Right leg steps back, knee down. Inhale, come up. Low lunge. Exhale, deepen. Shoulders, core, hips. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, step back, hands and knees or downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Lift your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Left knee comes down. Come up. Inhale. Exhale, stay here. Squeeze your core. Reach your hips. Shoulders down. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, come forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little bit more. Bend your knees, slow motion. Curl the spine up. Reach your arms up, inhale. This time, bring your arms behind you as you exhale. Interlace the fingers. If you can reach, if you can barely reach, hold here or grab a sock or a towel or something that you have nearby to hold on to. So these are very small socks, but you can have it like this so that you can still open your chest and you can still touch, okay? If you can interlace easily, squeeze your, what are they called? Mouse pads? I don't know, the palms of the hands together. And then start to pull the elbows back wherever you are. So holding the hands, if you can, pull the elbows back. So you might feel this in the front of the chest, all the way along your collarbones and pectoral muscles. Hold this and breathe. If it feels possible, move your hands slightly away from your butt. If you are easy to hyperextend your joints, try and bend your elbows a little bit. And I like to bend my knees as well. And then make a little dangly motion with the arms. So going from left to right, whew. You can sway with it, or you can try and keep your spine a little bit more still, depending on the flexibility in your chest. Whew. I hope that you are sweating a little bit so I'm not alone. And then come back to center. Release the arms for a second. Move the shoulders loose. Shake out the wrists. Whatever feels good to you. And then find your Tadasana, your standing pose. Feet are strong. Knees are slightly bent so that your legs can be engaged. Your butt is engaged. Your core is engaged. Your spine is long and your face is relaxed. Close your eyes. Feel that warmth we've built already. By warming up the muscles before stretching, it's so much more effective, even if it's only a few sun salutations. And you'll notice if you are quite a stiff person naturally, that it might be a little bit easier to go deeper into stretches after you've warmed up like this, or it's your second yoga class of the day, which happens in case you are a yoga teacher, or just if you have a hot summer's day, it might also change your flexibility level. Open your eyes, bring your arms again in the interlace, but this time go the opposite finger on top. So the opposite index finger is on top, the opposite thumb is on top. It feels kind of weird, then you're doing it right. If you're holding on to a sock, don't worry about it. Then again, keeping your elbows slightly bent, squeezing your palms together if you can, pulling your elbows back, keeping your core engaged, and maybe moving the hands slightly down, slightly away from your butt, if possible. From here, we're going to go into a forward bend, but make sure you're not going into it without awareness. So be soft, be kind to your body. I like to have my hands on my butt as I go forward so that the fold comes first, and then I can see where the arms will go. Maybe the palms can stay squeezing together, or maybe here it feels better to let them open up a little bit, holding into the finger joints instead. That's a little bit easier for most people, so choose what you want to do. Remember to keep your elbows slightly bent wherever you are. You might feel this squeeze in the front of your chest, or maybe in the back where the shoulder wings, what are they called in English? the big bones of the shoulders are pushing into the muscles around the shoulders. Scapula, that's the word. And then if it feels okay here, You can, again, make the little left to right motion with the arms, only now you're upside down. So the arms go one way and then the other way, only if it feels okay. Let your head hang down. If you get dizzy or get dizzy easily, you can keep looking at the floor and go a little bit less deep and still do this. Breathe. And then see if you come to stillness, can your arms go a little bit more up or overhead, depending on where you were before. Leaning your weight into your toes so you really feel the back of the legs moving and stretching. You can keep the knees bent. You don't have to straighten legs to do this right. And then exhale, release the arms carefully so they don't fall to the ground. Let them hang down. Relax your head down. Take a moment here to feel maybe the blood rushing back into your arms. Maybe you want to stretch your wrists the other way. Do what feels good to you. Good. Bend your knees. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot back once more. Bring your knee down. Come up, low lunge like we did before, only this time we're going to interlace the fingers on the knee. And make sure your foot is nice and forward so you can really hang into the hips. As much forward as we can go. Check in. Can you still squeeze your foot and your knee towards each other so that you're not cheating? If you're really hanging all the way open, then that's a different pose. So try and keep your left hip moving slightly forward. So you feel the stretch in your left front of the leg and hip, or maybe your right hamstring, that's okay too. Keep breathing, keep pulling your belly in and your shoulders back. We're just gonna stay here and breathe and make it look super easy. Maybe pet your pets, smile at your housemates, your family. Nothing to see here, just stretching. One more breath. And then slowly straighten your right leg. We've done this one many times before. We're going to go into it from up high. So come up all the way with your torso, hands on your hips. Sometimes you have to adjust the foot a little bit, maybe a little bit more forward so your hips are right over your left knee when your leg is straight and not like this. And sometimes a little bit open so that you don't feel too wobbly, okay? If you have the wobbles, you can have a wall nearby or a chair or maybe your cat again. I'm obsessed by cats that I see walking on the screen today, so sorry about all the cat mentions. Stick your butt back. So like, ooh, boobs forward, butt back. This is a very charming pose. Pull your toes towards your kneecaps. Push your heel down into the floor, and that should already create a stretch on your hamstring, on your calf muscles. If you feel like it, and you don't wobble too much, you can lean maybe 5 centimeters more forward, so you really feel the stretch. But notice we're not anywhere near down to the floor here. Keep pushing the foot down, keep pulling it towards your left knee, and keep your hips neutral. So many things to pay attention to, but it's gonna be okay. Take one more breath here. If you want, go all the way down so your hands can touch the floor. You can kiss your knee. If you think I can't kiss my knee, bend your knee. Everyone can kiss their knee then, hopefully. Maybe not, doesn't matter. Bend your front leg and step back to hands and knees. Fix your mat, maybe crack your hips. You know what's up if you've taken class with me before. And just take a moment to adjust here. So maybe you want to shake, which is a movement that I really like. the wagging the tail like a little doggy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Or rounding and hollowing. And then come back to center. Let's see, we have the left leg back. So we're gonna step the left leg forward into that low lunge once again, making sure that the foot is enough forward. Hands interlaced on your knee. Again, if you like to join me in the weird way of interlacing, you can look at the fingers and go the normal way and then go the other way on top. Sometimes it's easier when you look at it. Push your knee down and push your chest up, shoulders back. Here, it's kind of nice to hang, but pull your belly in slightly because that will intensify the stretch. Find your breath. I said in a class, I think it was Monday for a private group, that our low back is like the housewife cleaning up after everyone. So all the stuff that the rest of the body is not doing or not wanting to do, the back is like, I'll take it, no worries. Like a nice housewife, not like me making a mess myself. No hate towards housewives or the opposite, because it's all good. But it's fun to realize that in the body there are these patterns of taking over. And for me and a lot of people, it is the low back. I'm chatting a lot today, sorry guys. But for you, maybe it's something else. So it's always good to observe. From here, push your foot into the floor, straighten your left leg, maybe glide it slightly forward, hands on your hips. Remember, if you feel wobbly, move your left foot a little bit more to the left. Stick your booty out, pop your boobs forward, or your chest is a better word if we have boys joining. And then start to feel the stretch, not by going forward, but by pushing the foot down and pulling the heel towards your knee. Almost trying to create a little ribble, a little bubble in the mat. Take a breath here. If it feels right, you can slightly lean forward, but don't make it too far yet. It's extra fun to find the stretch in a less deep pose, especially if you're mentally attached to being able to go very deep. It's extra fun to not go deep and still find the stretch. Breathe. One more. If you want, come into the forward fold for a second, going all the way down. And then bending your front knee, stepping it back to hands and knees. Once more, cracking your hips. Maybe cracking your toes as well. Wagging your tail or finding your cat-cow to move the spine around. We'll do a little shoulder stretch here. So I always do this the wrong way around. Yes, left hand stays on the floor, right hand goes up, reaching all the way up. Stay here, check your shoulders. Are they up to your ears? Pull them away from your ears and see if you can find the balance between the two knees. Usually you're hanging out on one knee only. Look up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, stick the right arm underneath for thread the needle or the twisted pose here. Bring your right shoulder and your right ear towards the floor. You can use your left arm in front of your face so that you're pulling your left shoulder towards the sky, maybe looking over up towards the sky. If your shoulder doesn't touch the floor, maybe go a little bit closer to your legs, or maybe grab something underneath here, a block or a pillow, so that you're not just hanging in the air. You want to lean on something. Actually, most of my weight is on my head. So if your head touches the floor, but not your shoulder, that's okay too. Watch your neck though, don't force the neck. Again, finding the balance in the two knees. Maybe you're leaning all the way on the right knee usually. Bring it onto the left knee as well. And then if you want, you can extend your left arm to the sky as you inhale and fold it around your spine towards your right hip crease on the exhale. Keep pulling your left shoulder point backwards. Maybe you're looking up if that feels okay for your neck. Try and breathe. And breathe into the ribs that have this space right now. So maybe your left ribs have a little bit more space. Find what works for you. One more breath here. Unfurl the arm first, place it in front of your face. Make sure it's set up properly. Come all the way up. Reach the right arm up once more, how we started. Shoulders away from your ears, weight on both knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forward like you're scooping your ice cream again. And then bring it to your heart. Ha! Whatever quality you set at the beginning, bring it back into your mind. What did you want from today's class? And are you still working towards that, or have you gone into a pattern of that you're used to of something else? Right hand is down, left arm opens up to the sky. Remember, right shoulder away from your ear, core is engaged, weight on both knees. I like to kind of wobble to check that I'm on both. And then just try and open and twist a little bit so you're really feeling the stretch in your whole spine. Find your breath. Breathing in a twist is quite hard, so it's okay if that feels harder or even impossible. It's okay. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, stick your arm underneath. Bring your elbow to the floor, maybe your shoulder to the floor or to a pillow, left side of your head on the floor. Again, checking in first with the knees, weight on both knees, right shoulder pushes back. If this feels enough, stay here. If you want to take it a little bit further, reach your right arm up and then exhale, fold it around your spine towards your left hip bone. Keep pulling the right shoulder back, but keep the weight even on the knees and find your breath as much as possible. One more. Unfurl the arm first. Place the right hand in front of your face. Make it very strong on the floor so that you can come up straight away. Right arm, left arm lifts. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Come back onto your heels in a seated position if this is possible for you. If not, do child's pose or something else. Just close your eyes for a moment. Remember to take care of your knees. If this hurts the knees, then adjust. Feel your chest area, the stretch that we've done in the spine. Maybe still the warmth in your body, or maybe you've cooled it down again already with slower stretches. Come back to hands and knees. I want to do a really nice hip stretch, but I want to make sure that you're all being safe for your knees. So if pigeon pose is okay for you, go with your right leg first. If you don't know, or if you don't think pigeon will be okay for you today, pigeon is this one. Then come sit on your right butt cheek, basically, with your right leg forward. This is called 90-90s. So we're creating 90-degree angles all the way from the toes to the hips. And then you're twisting your torso forward towards your right knee or your right shin. This should be sort of okay. It might give a little bit of a crunch here. If that's the case for you, you can lean a bit away from that to create some space. If you want to go for full pigeon, it's somewhere here. Don't force anything. Remember to keep your legs active so you're not hurting knees. You don't have to sit your butt on the floor in full pigeon. Inhale, lengthen your spine wherever you are. Exhale, bend forward from the hips, moving your chest towards your shin bone, or if you're a little bit to the right for your hip crease here, you might be moving more towards your knee. That's okay too. You can have the hands forward or elbows to the floor, maybe finding what works for you. Imagine you're putting your chest bone onto your shin bone and your forehead towards the floor. They don't actually have to touch, don't worry. Find your breath. If you have the hypermobility, maybe squeeze the knees towards each other to keep the legs active. That way you actually might feel a lot more in a stretch. It took me years to figure that out, so I always mention it in almost every class. Relax your shoulders as much as you can. Relax your face. That doesn't have to do anything in this pose. Imagine you are melting into the mat, into the floor. Even though this pose might feel very uncomfortable, try and create that feeling of melting, the softness. Try and keep your right hip, if you're in full pigeon, try and keep your right hip a little bit off the floor. So you're leaning towards the left with your hips more. Yes, great. Breathe. I'll try and chat a little bit less from now on. Notice what happens in your body, in your mind. And use the breath as your remembrance of staying in the moment. One more breath here. And then slowly come out of the pose. If you're in pigeon, you can bring the leg back to hands and knees. If you're in 90-90, you can go the other way by moving your legs forward, shaking them out for a second. You can also do that when you're in pigeon if you want to give the right knee a little rub. I like to give the knee a little bit of love after that. And then switch sides. So if you're doing 90-90, your left shin is forward, your right leg is back. You're sitting on your left hip bone. And the big difference with pigeon pose is if you are in a full pigeon, you're not sitting on your left hip bone. So you're not like this, you're up and in the center. So it's a little bit more active as well as a deep stretch. Wherever you end up, make your spine nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, start to fold forward towards your shin bone, or maybe more towards your knee if that is more accessible to you. Use your arms as support, maybe bringing the elbows on the floor or just keeping the hands on the floor. Maybe bringing the chest all the way down and your forehead down. Remember, if you have the hypermobility thing, squeeze your knees towards each other and feel how that creates a more intense stretch. Or if you just like intense stretches, you can do that. Slow, deep breaths. Feel what happens in your body. Observe and stay present. One more breath here. Slowly come up to a seat. Bring your legs forward. Shake them out for a moment if you need to. And we'll do one more big scoop of that intention that you set in the beginning. Or maybe that doesn't feel right anymore. You want to grab something else. Again, the arms are going like the beginning. So you're going out sideways. Inhale, scoop it all up like delicious ice cream, creating the perfect bowl. And then fold forward as you dive into your beautiful bowl of delicious ice cream intention. Find your breath. Allow your head to be heavy. So you're not so much pulling yourself forward, but you're hanging towards the front. Doesn't matter how far or how not far you get. Remember, as long as you're feeling it, then it's good. If you're quite stiff, you can always bend the knees so that you can experience the hanging a little bit more. Just try out what works for you. And then find the stillness. The more you relax your head, the more you'll feel the stretch going all the way through the back of the body, the spine, the hamstrings, the whole posterior chain, the whole backside. Slow, deep breaths. One more. And then slowly get yourself out of your intention bath. Come lie on your back. If you prefer to put a little bit of extra layers on first, this is the moment. Don't put your blanket over you just yet, though. Sorry for the noise. Then come lie on your back. Pull your knees into your chest. Just swaying softly left to right. Hey. Then widen your knees slightly, pulling them towards your armpits. Option 1, place your hands behind your knees on your thighs and pull the knees towards your armpits. Option 2, if you want to go for happy baby, move your soles of your feet towards the ceiling. And if you can reach, you can grab maybe your ankles or your feet for a full happy baby. But remember, all the options are great. It doesn't have to be the deepest perfected pose in order to be effective for you. You can stay still here, or you can move around. Ananda Balasana, happy baby, blissful baby. So keep it soft, keep your face in a blissful baby state. Maybe even curling up your lips into a smile, knowing that we're almost done. You've taken that time for your body. You've pushed yourself through the sweatiness and the stretches, or maybe you've glided through, that would be even nicer, and breathed through. Stay one more breath. And then slowly release your feet and arms to the sky. Shake them out. Shake, shake, shake. Just a really soft, it doesn't have to be super active. Shake, 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 shake. 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring the legs down. Find your Shavasana, your resting pose. Feet can be a little bit wider apart, like mats distance. Arms away from your hips with the palms, if possible, facing up, shoulders underneath you. close your eyes. If you have a little eye pillow or something to put over your eyes to block out the light, that might be nice. I usually use a sleeve of some sweater nearby. And then find the stillness physically and see what happens mentally. You never have to force stillness because that doesn't work for the brain. But you may have created it with the movement. Feel the breath moving through your body. The only movement that still happens. And you might feel some tingling in your body. If you can feel that, see if you can spread it, make it bigger. You might feel temperature changing in your body. Or you might just feel the comfort of lying down. And that's okay too. Allow this to be a soft moment. Relaxing all the muscles, all the way from your toes, your legs, your hips, your fingers and your arms and shoulders. All the way up through the torso and the spine, the neck, especially the face and the jaw. Imagine like your tongue and your eyes are becoming even more soft into their sockets, into their pockets where they stay. See if you can even relax the little muscles around your eyes and your eyebrows and your mouth. May have worked for you all day, giving you all the expressions, all the communications with the outside world. So now it's time to soften that and focus on the inside. Maybe you can even feel the inside softening. The muscles, but also the bones becoming a little bit more heavy and relaxed in your arms and your legs. And all the different parts inside your belly and your hips. See if you can soften them even more. It's kind of weird, but you know what's in there, so maybe you can feel your stomach, your intestines softening, or your cervix if you are a woman. Maybe you can feel the midriff moving and also allowing the organs that are around it to soften. On the right, the liver. In the back, your kidneys. It's kind of a different way of looking at things, so it's okay if you can't imagine it or feel it. That's fine. Moving up into the lungs. And there's this yogic vision of the lungs being the beautiful, frilly pillow that carries the heart. Like something very valuable gets carried in on a pillow. That is your heart and your lungs. So every time you inhale, your pillow pushes your heart upwards, like showing off this beautiful, valuable thing that makes you you, that keeps your body working And every exhale, the pillow softens and the heart gets to do a little relaxation into a soft pillow. See if you can feel that for yourself. And the beautiful thing is that this happens all day long without you even realizing. They're playing together. Everything inside is playing together. Moving your awareness up into the inside of the head. All the different parts, the easier to feel parts, the eyes and the tongue, and the throat. And then also trying to feel the brain and the connection of the brain to the spinal, whatever it's called, column thingy. And seeing if you can soften that matter. It's kind of like jelly. So see if you can feel the squiggles of the jelly. Every exhale, a little bit more softness. And then bring your awareness wherever it wants to go, whatever felt good for you. The breath, the heart, the mind. For a last few breaths. Make your next breath a little bit deeper. A little bit more active. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. See if your intention still feels good to you, and then scoop your arms sideways and up. Once more, making your big ice cream bowl. Stretching it out all the way. And then bringing everything into itself, making a little ball of your body, your knees coming in, your arms in. Roll onto your side. As if you have become your scoop of intention. A little bowl, perfectly rolled up. Keep your eyes closed. Keep the softness as you come up into a seat. Allowing your spine once again to be nice and long, your shoulders soft. Feeling the connection of your sit bones, of your hips to the earth. So you're supported and rising up, like those plants we talked about in the beginning. Rooted and growing. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. We'll close off with one Om. If you want to join in, that's awesome. If you prefer to listen, that's okay too. Take a deep inhale. Bow your head to your hands, to your heart. Take another deep inhale. Sigh it out through the mouth. In gratitude to yourself, to this time, and to this beautiful ancient practice. Namaste. When you're ready, slowly lift your head, Open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope this felt good in your body, in your mind, in your heart, and I hope to see you again soon.